Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dahlia Iris. So today starts part one of our series. We have a continual lessons that we're going to share with you in regards to our initiative that is the heart of Dahlia Iris, and that is PTSD-induced hypertension. Okay, so we're going to kick off this series with low level, just getting a basic understanding of what PTSD is, hypertension, the symptoms. And then as the series progresses, we will dive so deep into this topic. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. And I hope you guys get something out of it and participate. And the more you guys participate, we will start to bring these live to you through Zoom. And with your comments and your likes, I will know when it's time to launch and send out those links so you guys can register to participate in Zoom so I can answer your questions in person. Well, virtually. All right, let's get started. So the topic of today is understanding PTSD, the definition and the symptoms. So our flow for today is going to be a basic introduction of Dahlia Iris, the herbal shop, our services, our products that we offer, and the Be Still My Heart, which is the PTSD-induced hypertension awareness campaign. And then we're going to dive into the topic PTSD symptoms. So introduction. So a little bit about me, guys. So my name is Carissa Reed, and I am the visionary behind Dahlia Iris Herbal Shop LLC. So I bring about 10 years of experience in the realm of herbal remedies and holistic health. I'm a Navy veteran, and I have made significant contributions, both group, individual counseling services for both youth and adults. My specialty is youth. Well, my heart's with the youth. So I also do cultivation of herbal remedies and professional consultation. So I work very closely with different programs and institutions. I have worked with nonprofit organizations, government agencies, schools, prisons, and rehabilitation programs across the United States. I aim to support at-risk youth. Like I told you, that is my heart. I hate the term at-risk youth, but most people understand it as that. And aiding in substance recovery. So develop several programs to address those crises and addressing trauma. Trauma is at the heart of everything I do, or trauma recovery. So a little bit about my educational background. I have condensed this list for the sake of just not like drawing on, but short list. I have a master's in arts and human services counseling. My specialty is crisis response and trauma. I also hold a master's of science in management, a focus in project management. My bachelor's is in science, bachelor's of science in criminology and criminal justice. I hold several certifications, but the relevant ones, Master Herbalist Certificate, and I have aggression replacement therapy and RBT, as most people know it in that realm, working with autistic students as a registered behavior technician. All right, enough about me. Moving on. All right, so about the business. So Dahlia Iris Herbal Shop is a veteran minority-owned business specializing in trauma-focused herbalism. With the growing awareness of trauma and its long-term impacts on health, Dahlia Iris aims to provide an alternative, holistic approach to trauma care. Our business will offer a blend of herbal products and ecotherapy-based services, focusing on the mind, body, and spirit restoration for individuals who have experienced trauma. I wanted to definitely highlight this. I get a lot of questions on, what types of services and products that we offer. We are a very focused niche herbal shop. So although we do have an array of products that kind of skirt certain areas, we do not really dive into like cosmetics, or just broad stroke, herbal remedies, or sell plants, because we have our on-site garden here. We cultivate from our crops here for sustainable options for our herbs, and so we know what's in them. And it really just addresses these primary areas. So stress, anxiety, depression, um, hypertension, and other physiological effects of chronic PTSD or trauma related symptoms. So that can span a little bit further than what you might think. So that's why when we do consultations, we kind of dive in with our clients to kind of figure out what are your symptoms and then how we can address them. So if you're interested in what our consultations entail, feel free to send me a message or comment below and I will get back to you. All right, moving on. Our services. So quick overview, I won't read these to you. They're all these descriptions are on our website at diherbalshop.info/about. Okay, that's going to be at the end of the presentation. If you want to write that down, feel free. So we have salves, which are just like ointments. That's the best way to describe it. Oils, all of these are herbal infused for maximum potency. We have tinctures, which is an infusion of a liquid extract of the herbal properties. We have balms, which are a little bit different than our salves. And fall launch are our teas. So excited. I have been diving so deep into this topic and trying all of the things that I sell here. Guinea pig. Like I said, I think it's awesome because I use all these things and I have tried all of these things to combat my own symptoms. So I personally understand the struggle, and that has definitely been the driving force of Dahlia Iris. So stay tuned for the teas. Yay! They're growing outside right now. All right. So Be Still My Heart. This is our initiative, and this little heart is our logo. I do have some merchandise that will come out probably next year, I'm thinking, as I kind of work with vendors and things like that. But you guys will start to see some of our shirts, and I have a bag and signage and everything to really promote this initiative, because I think it's so important to understand this really delicate link between trauma and the physical symptoms that follow. So when you see that heart, you know what it's about. All right, so let's dive into the project in case you're like, what? Really tell me what this is about. So the Be Still My Heart awareness campaign is spearheaded by Dahlia Iris, and it focuses on addressing and managing chronic PTSD-induced hypertension through natural remedies. This initiative was inspired by my struggles with hypertension and the accompanying anxiety and depression common among those with PTSD. So after years of trial and error and various medications, this experience led me to create this initiative and the tea blend series and the other heart healthy remedies that we will offer in our shop. So the campaign highlights the often overlooked or misdiagnosed link between PTSD, anxiety, and hypertension, emphasizing the complex interplay between mental health and physical conditions. Okay, so everything that we do is for this initiative is to raise awareness for this really complex issue, because a lot of people who suffer from chronic trauma, chronic stress, don't realize that their blood pressure is really correlated, or high blood pressure is really correlated with that stress response in our nervous system. But we'll get more into that as the series progresses. All right, let's move forward. All right. So the objective of today's training is to hopefully have you all by the end of this be able to define PTSD and identify some of its key symptoms. So the definition of PTSD, and some of you may know, it is called post-traumatic stress disorder. So the aftermath of experiencing trauma. It is a mental health condition that is triggered by experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event, such as natural disasters, serious accidents, terrorist attacks, war, combat, rape, or other violent personal assaults. I wanted to add to this list secondary trauma that can happen through viewing, even on our screens. I have to get my kids and I talk to my family about it all the time, not watching people get shot and murdered on the internet all the time. It is trauma to you. Hearing stories about people struggle all the time is trauma to you. And as a counselor, I understand how that can greatly impact your mental health and just your overall wellness. So some of the symptoms of PTSD. So I segment this and we're going to just break them down and then we'll recap at the end, okay? So intrusive memories. So these are recurrent, unwanted, distressing memories about the traumatic event. Okay, that means you're sitting down, you're minding your business, and suddenly something triggers you in the environment, or it could be a sound, it could be a smell, a visual cue, anything can trigger you to have more of flashbacks or just memories, reliving that traumatic event when you're going to sleep, having nightmares or unsettling dreams about that event as well. So these are really one of those telltale signs of someone who might be suffering from PTSD. The second symptom is avoidance. So if you find yourself avoiding thinking about what happened to you or what you've witnessed or talking about the traumatic event, you start avoiding places or people that remind you of the trauma. So like people who, like when you find yourself, I don't want to talk about it. Every time someone asks you how you are, you're fine. You never discuss it. You push past it. These are all avoidant behavior. And then they can start to wear on you over time. You start avoiding places maybe that remind you of where the event happened, or even the place where the event happened. You start avoiding people that remind you of the event. And these could be people who are directly or indirectly associated with the trauma or the memory of the trauma. And as you can imagine, the avoidance, having the memories, the flashbacks can also start to impact your mood and your way of thinking. And so this means thinking about yourself. So start having negative thoughts of yourself, maybe thinking you're worthless, or, you're to blame for whatever happens, or, hating other people or the world in general, thinking that everything is dangerous and everyone means you harm, feeling just hopeless about your future, having memory problems. A lot of people, their brain for self-preservation will block off aspects of that trauma to protect yourself. Difficult maintaining close relationships. When you're really processing such deep feelings and emotions, it makes it really hard to connect with other people. Also, you might feel detached. Maybe you feel like people just don't understand what you're going through, or they're saying the wrong things, right? You come to them and you're trying to express yourself, but they're like, that was years ago, like just keep pushing, like move forward. And you're just like, they're not giving me what I need to really like understand me, or I don't feel heard. You start to lack interest in things that you enjoy. So some of these symptoms start to sound very familiar when you're thinking about their connectivity to depression, right? Difficulty to experience positive emotions, right? When you're in the cusp of dealing with such embedded feelings, you feel like you can't be happy. Like, I don't even know what that feels like. It's been so long, right? Since I genuinely smiled. Or sometimes you just feel numb, right? You've experienced something so heavy, or you're carrying a weight so heavy, and you feel like there's no one there really to connect with, and you don't feel anything. And you're like, wow, like I should probably be upset, or maybe I should feel relieved, or maybe, I should be angry. And you find yourself just feeling indifferent. Like I don't feel happy or sad. I don't feel anything, right? Those are different ways that our body, our mind protects ourselves from experiencing really intense emotions. So as you can see, these symptoms are kind of building on each other, right? So if we have gone through all of those things, we're feeling all of those kinds of ways, how we react to our external environment is going to shift as well, right? So that's going to be the changes in our physical. So when we're talking about, a lot of those disorders that can occur, right? That's one of the physical aspects, but we're talking more in the reactive part that we're conscious of, and that is going to be being startled or frightened, right? If you think the world is dangerous and people mean you harm, someone knocks on the door, a sudden loud boom, right? Makes you jump, all right, for no reason. Those are going to be some of those signs that you're really not processing in the way that you need to in a healthy way. Or you're just still holding on to some things and it's still a work in progress, right? So it takes time. It's a journey, right? Sometimes, especially if it's chronic. Um, and you're always on guard. Like I said, you're startled easily. You think things are dangerous, or your perception of the world have shifted so much that you are guarding yourself, your heart. So, right, we're talking about connecting to other people. Depending on your type of trauma, these can make you be more on guard. Self-destructive behavior is really big when you're trying to find outlets for strong emotions. So people find themselves doing things they would never have done had they not experienced this trauma, right? Maybe going out and having sex with strangers, willy-nilly, no protection, getting plastered face drunk on a Tuesday with no supervision, just going crazy. I don't know how to cope with this, doing dangerous things like driving really recklessly on the roads. Just, I don't care, like, just to feel something at all, right? Because if you're feeling numb, you're like, I just want to feel something, or feel anything at all, or I just want to get it out. It's cathartic. I feel better after I do that, right? That release of endorphins in the brain after you've done certain things. The excitement of that just makes you feel a little bit better just for the moment, right? You might have trouble sleeping, right? If you have an intrusive thoughts or nightmares, you don't want to go to sleep. If you're always on guard, something I experience often, you really can't sleep deeply, right? You might need some help in that area. Trouble concentrating. If you're having intrusive thoughts and memories, it's hard for you to focus on your work. It's hard for you to focus on parenting, right? You're processing so much internally, even if it's subconsciously because you buried it, it's going to make it hard for you. And then it's also going to start to show in your moods, in the aggressive behavior, being irritable, just angry outbursts at some of those points where you triggered and really don't realize that something in your environment, in your surroundings, has triggered you. And now you're just really irritated. Like, I don't even know why I'm mad. Like, um, or that overwhelming guilt or shame, right? You feel like something you did or something you could have done to prevent what happened. And so those things are going to play into how you react to the world and to yourself. All right, guys, this is the end of our presentation. Quick recap. All right, so PTSD symptoms, we have intrusive memories, we have avoidance, negative changes in our thinking and our moods, and changes in our physical and emotional reactions. All right. All right, guys. So this is your time to jump in. I wish we can talk in person, Zoom to come, but I need your comments and your likes. So quick discussion in the comments below. Type any questions you have regarding any of the symptoms that we discussed today. Let me know if you remember all of them. Don't go back and cheat. See if you remember them. And if some of this is helping you process and like, wow, either I recognize some of this within myself or there's someone I can help, share this with that might help them recognize some symptoms and the need to seek additional assistance to process what they're going through. Okay. So there are several ways that you can get in contact with me. My website, I upload the new pages, new information, new products as often as I can. That is at diherbalshop.info/about. You can follow us on Instagram at DahliaIris80. Or you can feel free to give me a call. Give me 24 hours to answer. I am doing double duty at work. So give me some time to get to all the calls and get back to you. The easiest way to reach me is to message me through Instagram, or you can email me. The email is actually on the website. I will add that next time. And I will do my best to respond promptly as I can. And that is all for today. So thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.